Episode 66, TEP, Transferable Experience Podcast. Your boy here, Jew. Here, my good friend, best friend, brother, and confidant, Ed. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good. You know, it was a good weekend for me, man. I got back recentered.
Okay.
Had some conversations I need to have, and you know, I feel like I'm back centered now, man. I tried to quietly do a 7-day water fast. I made it till day 2 at 10:30 p.m.
Is that why you texted me last night?
Yeah. Oh man, I was not feeling well at all.
Okay, yeah. Walk me through that. Because I wonder why you texted me that.
Oh, well, you know, me and Earlton, we had decided to do it. And we was like, well, we just going to quietly do it. That way it ain't a lot of hoopla.
Okay.
And the first day,
I wish you would have told me. I would have did it with you.
First day, it was cool. It was like a normal day.
Yeah.
Got a good workout in and everything. Then the only thing was like, because during the week, I don't really, eating is more of a task for me. So,
right. But
the only time like I felt hungry and like it was like, I guess somewhat of a quote unquote temptation was during my lunch time. Because I don't know, my body just so used to eating then.
Yeah. But
got through that, and like I said, had a full workout, and after that, I don't really think about food anyway. Like I said, it's just more of a task. So yeah, I was cool the first day, but then the second day, it was kind of about the same. Lunch was a little tempting, but got through that. But then, like, man, when I like got up to go walk to my car to leave to go home, like, dude, I was like, I felt my energy super low. Like even in the way that I was talking. Okay. It was just super low, and then like I got home, and then my like hips started bothering.
Oh no, not the hip.
Bad. Like it took me a disturbing amount of time to walk up my stairs. Like it hurt to walk. Really? And then I was like, man, what the heck is going on? And like I said, it wasn't even about being hungry. Like my body was just in pain. And then I went and I had soaked and stuff. And then I felt a little bit better. But then like last night, I just started to feel like worse and worse physically.
Well, you know, the third day be your worst day.
Yeah, I know. I felt bad. And like I said, it was hurting to walk, like my hip.
Oh man. And
then I just like, cause then man, I didn't even like want nothing tempting around me, but I had like some little kettle corn, man. It was so many times I picked up this bag of kettle corn and I put it back. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Then I was like, nah. Then like I don't know, my body just started doing some weird stuff. And I was like, oh, screw it. I'll eat something. Yeah, for sure. I just ate the little kettle corn then. Yeah, for sure. Then I was like, I don't know if this is going to be like a little one-off or am I going to try to get back to it. Yeah. And today I kind of didn't eat breakfast, but then lunch came and I started, like I say, bro, something's going on. I don't know. Maybe I need to like, when I do the cleanse, I need to do some fish oil to make sure my joints still lubricated.
You weren't doing any like supplements?
I did my usual stuff, but I think I need to, if I'm going to really try to do it next time, I think I need like some fish oil, like, because that's supposed to help with your joints, keep them lubricated. Yeah. Because like, bro, I literally was having like, not had like it hurt, but like I can't walk. Like my right hip was just killing me. And so then I just ate and I was like, screw it.
Right, man.
Well, so I made it 2 days.
2 days is good.
I knew. The funny thing is, I remember when we had Ren on here, he said the first time he did it, he made it 3. So I was like, okay, at least make it 3. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, bro, my body, it was like, nah.
I think it was that second day.
Salute to you, man. The funny thing is, though, like even in my little 2 days, because like I said, I didn't break down to 10:30 Tuesday.
That's why I say you started like in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like Sunday I ate.
And then you was like
Monday just nothing. And it really did. Even those little 2 days, I did learn like, well, like, dang, you don't really like as much as you thought you needed to. You don't really need to be cool, and it ain't really because I'm not one of those people that get quote unquote hangry or none of that nonsense anyway. So it wasn't like my mood changed. It was just it wasn't bad. Like I say, if every day was like Monday, I could have made it easily. But like I say, once my body started physically hurting and I couldn't walk.
Yeah, well, nobody wants you to not walk, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I don't know what, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know if
that's funny that you. Funny that you even brought that up because I have been thinking about doing another one. Like I low key, like it's kind of like a dump, man. Like, kind of want to do it just to clean it out again. But
I was saying that was the thing too. I didn't necessarily feel better or anything. Like how you said you felt good. I was like, bro, I do not feel good. And then I wasn't even excreting nothing out of my body.
Because you're not taking nothing in. You know, but then if you would have like went another day, your body's gonna break. It was still breaking down the waste that's currently like on your body. Like you was probably, you know what you was probably doing? You was probably going into ketosis, really, where your body's literally is starting to eat itself.
Well, that's
to sustain itself.
And I was like, I'm waiting for my body to start eating itself. Maybe it started on
it did. Well, you know, like somebody like me, right? You know what I'm saying? You're a little bit more fit. You're way more fit than me. And have a better like control of your diet, so like that's gonna start quicker for somebody like you that's already pretty clean.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, man, maybe I just don't got as much bad stuff to excrete out of me. Cause like I said, bro, I literally couldn't walk though, bro. Like
that right there.
I had to just lay down on the ground, and I had my little Theragun thing. I tried working on my hip.
It was a little deeper.
Bro, I could not walk. Like I literally could not walk, and I've messed up my hip flexors a lot in my day, but I ain't never had nothing like that. And I was just like, okay, well, maybe this ain't for me, but it was cool, you know. I tried.
Congrats, man! 2 days is 2 days.
I tried.
2 days is 2 days.
So it is what it is, man.
That's what's up, though. That's what's up.
But yeah, other than that, man, that's all that's been going on in my world. Seen Doctor Strange. That was cool. I won't ruin it for anybody, you know. Give people time to go watch it. What's been going on in your world, man?
In my world. Let me see what's been going on. I'm doing a lot of driving. Still a lot of driving. I don't know why. I just been going like I've been driving at least an hour and a half every morning to my first job. I've been having a lot of excitement because like I ain't gonna lie, it's the non-sports podcast, but you know the Suns in the playoffs, so I've been really like looking forward to that. And you know what I'm noticing about me when I'm into something, I get pretty like the things I nerd out on, bro. I nerd out on them hard, bro. I've watched. Okay, let me just start with the Suns. I've listened to just about every media outlet about the Suns, bro. ESPN, Fox, CBS, they little, you know, NBA TV, NBA Game Time. Yeah, I was listening to local radio stations.
Oh my!
In Phoenix, I know the team podcast. They do live reactions after the game. So like, I just been looking into all that, and I just realized like I love like the things I'm interested in. Like I dive into them hard. Like the things I enjoy. Secondly is of course the Kendrick album that's on the horizon. You know, that was, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't go home for Mother's Day, so that's the highlight of my Mother's Day, really. Him dropping the Heart Part 5, and I watched every breakdown of that video, listened to it about 100 times. I cried. I cried the first day. And then let me tell you why I cried. I'm gonna tell you. Most people gonna say, oh man, because the Nipsey part. No, that didn't really, it moved me, but it ain't moved me like that. You know what made me drop a tear, bro?
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder what made me drop a tear. This was like 2 a.m. Okay, let me give you my little Sunday real quick. Watch the game. We lost. I went out, had a little Sunday fun day with a friend. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the midst of the Sunday fun day, aka a low key date. You know what I'm saying? And we playing Jenga. So, you know, I'm already focused on Jenga. I get the notification, boom, Kendrick Lamar drop, you know, the Heart Part 5. And I was like, man, I want to watch this book right now. But I'm in the middle of a date. That go on. I ain't get home till like 2 a.m. And I came home. It was just me in my room. I watched the video for the first time. Was like, wow. Actually, I listened to the song the first time on the way there. But then I watched the video in the room, and I was like, wow. Okay, watch it again. And I was fine the first time I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Second time I watched it, that's when I started getting a little teary-eyed. And this is why. Because I realized in that moment, I was like, bro, I'm watching creativity be displayed by possibly one of the greatest rappers ever, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, bro, it's hard to like, cause we live in the era.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like another thing for us. Like, you're like, okay, Kendrick dropped this little thing. But that thing was like really creative and powerful. Like, it wasn't just so much the lyrics, well, the lyrics were good, but like it wasn't so much so like what he was. It was what he was doing and not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
No, to be honest with you, no.
Well, I'm trying to find the words, Ed. I'm sorry. Look, I'm saying that it's not necessarily the moment that was that was happening on that particular time of day. It's not because he dropped it on a Sunday and I feel good about it.
Mm.
It's because of what was being displayed, what was being showcased.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was just like I kind of had, and me and my core had a conversation about this last night when we was watching the game about how like, man, this had to be like you can't tell your daddy how it was when Marvin Gaye dropped what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something he can't never really just make you understand. Like, bro, you don't understand like how revolutionary, you know, that was unless you was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I felt about that late Sunday. And it just made me realize, you know, we always talk about living in the moment and being present and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have been a gorilla and just been like, bro, what am I doing? But I was being present. I was just listening to the music and watching the art.
Mm-hmm.
And it moved me. You know what I'm saying? And it moved me. And I told my coordinator that, like, he's like, bro, you know, my coordinator, he was like, bro, I totally get what you said. And that's all he said. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That was something, that was pretty much my weekend, but that was coming off a very, you know, introspective week anyway, you know what I'm saying, that I had last week. So that was just like a little cap off. But I started just realizing like the things I'm interested in, like I know that I take them pretty seriously. Which is also funny because me and my coach talk about something else. But anyway, I watched every breakdown, every think piece. I am that guy, you know what I'm saying? I read all that stuff and it just made me appreciate just being present and being in the moment like we always talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because that was a thing that actually embodied that.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, man, we got my uncle's birthday, the one that passed away last year.
Mm-hmm.
His birthday is tomorrow. And that's another thing me and my mom was talking about on Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? And like I said I think I brought that up last year around this time on the pod about how like that was such a interesting time for me because that was the first close death I had, you know what I'm saying? Like in my family. And since then we've both kind of experienced that.
Yeah.
So, you know, and like here I am coming up on a year and my mom and them was just like, she like everybody back home kind of getting that, you know, the first year it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's like everybody like kind of getting that look on their face. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of what we just been dealing with. And but my life and my world has been pretty all right lately. You know what I'm saying? I like you. I kind of feel a little bit more centered, but I just been doing. I think I've been doing more thinking in these last 2 weeks than I've done in a long time. So
yeah,
it's kind of been for me. Sorry about that. That was a tangent, but but no, I just had to tell like that's really what's been going on for me. Really, that's really what's been it, and kind of going into this next week. What was I about to say? Going into this next week, I do have a couple of things coming up with my family, with my personal life. I got my brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I also, like yourself, I got a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was so interested in your experience, because I was like, dang, like I kind of got that game coming up. So like, how do I even like navigate that whole thing? And I was kind of feeling, and we talked about this. This is how this came up. Like when we was talking this past weekend on the phone, I was saying, like, I was thinking to myself, like, why do I feel the responsibility to make this go smooth when it can be a collaborative effort? So I kind of wanted to ask you, like, and I know we had an episode about obligations before, but I wanted to ask you about responsibility. Ed.
Yeah.
How do you approach that?
Responsibility?
If I could just put I'm gonna just start vague, or maybe you know, don't care.
I don't know. I feel like, how do I approach responsibility? I mean, I would say responsibility is something I've kind of always just, I don't know, I always had that stigma on me that I was the responsible one. And so it was just something.
That's why I'm smiling. Go ahead.
I don't know. So it was just something I guess, always embraced. And it kind of just happened naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because I guess I think it's just always been something that I embraced. And like, I guess I got so like desensitized to, like, I was just used, that was just my role, you know.
That's just like
from a very, very early on age. Like,
yeah,
even if it was a group of 12-year-olds, you got to pick somebody to be the quote unquote most responsible. Yeah. And that's where I come into play. And
yes, sir.
I just always kind of just been there and stuff. And then at one point in life, I wanted to rebel a bit against that. I mean, I want to be the one like being taken care of. I don't want to be the one that's responsible for everybody else, you know?
Yes,
like,
sir.
what that feel like, you know?
We could just do.
Yeah. But nah, like I said, I think that just kind of naturally fall on me. I do think now in my older age that is something I'm conscious of, and like I'm weary of being in dynamics where I'm just the responsible one, you know, like, because if that's your role, then like you say, like somebody else, you know, kind of get to just be.
They can just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, you can just be free and stuff. And it's like, I like being free sometimes too, you know, like.
I got to apologize to you on that note, to be honest with you. Because there's a lot of times, in our friendship with me and you and our friends where something happened, like, well, Ed will figure it out. Like, people literally say that. People have literally said that, like, oh, you know, Ed will figure it out. Well, you know,
I've always say, like I say, man, it's something I embraced early on, and it's just natural and like, that's just who I really am, to be honest. So it's like it's just like second nature. It's not something I think of. I don't know. I've been in that role so much that it's become me, and I am that.
Okay.
I feel like I've figured out how to like enjoy myself while still operating in that role, when it used to just be like, no, I'm the responsible one. Let me be Mr. Morale.
Yeah. I wish I had a sound effect. Go ahead.
Oh, man. But nah, so like, I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, it just always came natural. And like, just over time, you know, years pass and you just, like, it'd be funny. Like, people don't even just know me that well, and they just automatically come in and they just like, nah, you know. I was like, I don't know. I should be honored or like kind of offended. Like, dang. But nah, man. Like I said, I think I just always been the responsible one. So I mean, I never really necessarily took offense to it or any. Like I say, it just is natural for me.
Yeah,
like, I am the responsible one.
Now, dang, there's so much, because there's a couple ways I want to go. Because your answer tells me, well, what I'm pulling from your answer is kind of like when you hear responsibility, you know, you thinking like getting things done for people.
Yeah,
like making sure everybody all right. That
I'm
kind
about
of thing.
to say, yep, being in charge. Of other safety,
execution,
well-being,
execution and stuff like that, which is good. I think if I had to answer that question as well, same guy, different message for sure. Because I feel the same way. How like it's kind of always kind of been naturally my place. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got to play a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I got to play a little bit looser than most people. But responsibility, like, I know that if that responsibility is like, I got to deem that worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's responsibility because, like, okay, I can see why I could be responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With me being a naturally caring guy, that's just a wide range anyway. Everything falls in pretty much.
And I think it's neat too. Like for me, I just like naturally like to help.
Yeah,
and like I find. I find purpose / self-worth in being productive / useful.
Fulfillment.
I find fulfillment in that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I naturally end up being responsible, because I just go over to like a little gathering thinking I'm about to just, then next thing you know, hey, can you do this? Can you do this?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just like helping people, and I just find fulfillment in it. So it's like I'm gonna always normally take on a role or even ask if I can. Like I say, it's just natural. But the funny thing is, though, I guess since all my life I had to be responsible for others in my own personal life, I like to minimize my responsibilities. Like for myself.
Oh, okay.
Like like I said, I've just always been responsible of other people and stuff that they put on me, that when it comes to my personal life, I have minimum responsibilities. And I tell people that all the time. I don't want more responsibilities. My only responsibility in life right now, outside of being a good person, that just kind of, I'm going to do that anyway. That just is going to work. And I don't want, like, anytime somebody says something to me like, hey, have you thought about getting a plant? I'm like, that sounds like a responsibility, and I'm okay. Like, I don't like added responsibilities in my personal life. And I think that's because responsibilities have been thrown on me all my life from other people. So in my life, in my world where I can control it, I like minimum responsibility.
You definitely go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. I don't want any added responsibilities.
You're definitely one of those guys. Like, in a 2-week span, something is going to be given to you to do. Maybe in a week.
Yeah,
task. I'm about to say, you always got something to do. Always got an errand to run. It don't always be for you either. So
yeah, I'm gonna say, I used to I'd be task, and I'd be like I say, bro, it's just so second nature to me, and but I don't know.
Now, this is the other lane I was going to go into too, because a lot of responsibility in what you do with it is rooted in how it's given to you. Because you can assume responsibility, or you can be given responsibility, and that's two different things. That's two different things. When I think of like, I'm laughing. When I think of like myself assuming a responsibility, it's a conscious decision. I'm preparing myself for what comes with the responsibility. Some of that can be linked to a sense of duty, because I know I believe in having a sense of duty. You just get it sometimes.
But yeah, it's like if I'm somewhere and I see people setting up, I'm gonna
grab a table, bro.
Some don't just sit well in my spirit just to sit there and watch people do stuff. Now, if I ask, and they say, what can I do? And you say, oh, no, I'm like, okay, well.
I'm asked twice. Go ahead.
You sure you don't want me to?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, because I don't know. Just something in me, bro. Just seeing people working while I'm just doing nothing. You
don't be feeling right, huh?
No, that's not me, man. It's just not.
Yeah. Because a lot of the responsibility, I feel like that we assume, meaning that like we volunteer for it, sometimes ask for it. It kind of is to make good on the morals and values that were probably instilled in us as kids. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm trying to think of an example. I can't think of one. Well, not one that's not intimate. Well, I guess in a relationship, like I assume responsibility to take us out to eat like once a week or something like that, maybe. Or I take the responsibility of like picking you up, like, because I want to be like a provider and a protector. Those are images that I want to fulfill in my relationship.
Or you might have a little honey to-do list. Well, some they know you off, or some you just chilling one weekend. But well, can you do this? I'll send you a list. Okay.
You said that's it be give it to you. That's not you assuming that responsibility.
I wouldn't call that assuming. But like I said, I think a good example of assuming, like I said, if we just at a
that's
somebody gathering, and that's assuming you saying, "Hey, can I help?"
Yeah, but
or y'all need me to go get something, or it's like you just trying to, that would be assuming responsibility when you ask if you can.
Yeah, that's true.
Something.
That's true. And I'm trying to find something that's like not really task driven. Like a lot of responsibility that we do have is task. It requires tasks to carry out of a responsibility.
Most of my responsibilities are task.
You know what I'm saying? We could go internal. Like I assume responsibility. Like I assumed the responsibility to do the water fast because I wanted to like be better and be more disciplined within myself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be an echo chamber for another episode, but like that turned out to be a good thing. But going back to what I was of the original point of like how responsibility is given to you, because when you assume it, I know I'm ready for it. Mm-hmm. Like the turbulence that's going to come with it, and the tribulations that are going to come with it. Mm-hmm. Peaks and valleys. Okay, I don't even know what they're going to look like, but I'm stepping into this space to say, okay, when it happens, I'm here to respond to it.
Yeah, and then too, it's like if I assume a responsibility, I'm not going like, even if something do happen, I wouldn't like voice my displeasure or anything, or I won't have any. Yeah, it's
you
like,
you won't even allow yourself to have.
Yeah, I won't
any.
even have that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that just happened. Oh, okay. Well, let me try to see what I got to do now. Like it ain't even that feeling.
You right about that.
But if something is placed on me
now,
and I'm like, okay, I guess I can do that.
That's funny.
I guess I can help out.
That's how you sound on the phone too. Okay,
well, sometimes my thing be like, I don't mind helping people out. I really don't. But my time, sometimes I wonder, since once you hang around me, naturally you can tell like that's just something I don't mind helping people. I'm not really, I'm just going to normally just do and whatever. But I think sometimes in my life that may have been like, kind of taken advantage of or for granted. And then it'd be like, sometimes I may just be human and be like, nah. No. And then that was a thing too. Like when you just naturally in that role and that one time you get, you just say, nah, I don't really want to do that, or no.
It shocked people because people get so used to you being that person for them that they just expect that for you. Like, oh, he always going to be that for me.
It's like, I'm human.
Yeah. Like, I don't always want to go to, yeah.
That's just the way to say it, bro. I'm human.
Sure, I'm fickle. You know what
Sometimes it might be I can't really help.
Might not be that type of day.
But then too, like I said, I naturally step in that role, and it just normally just subconsciously happen where I don't really think about it. And when it comes to like just assuming responsibility or having responsibility placed on me, it's like that's something I can handle. That's something I'm used to. Yeah. But I think for me, what become a cause for pause for me, where I'm not just instantly, let me get in, let me, is when I try to like, say, hey, can you, for me, and then it's like, hoop, or it's like such a task, or it's complicated now. Me, it's simple. Yeah, I got you when you want to do this.
Yeah.
Them is, okay, so when is, man, I think I
like, why is it so much contested?
Oh, man. Then I'll be like, okay. And I think that's the thing that kind of like will make me kind of like pull back on that side of me, I guess, to
just like ask for somebody to help.
Yeah, like if I ask, because like I said, I typically, like I said, if I can do it myself, I'm gonna do it by myself, because I don't like to place my sense of urgency on other people.
That's a bar.
And I'm gonna do that if I ask you to do something, and
that's also a bar.
Dragging your feet, and because if somebody asks me to do something, I'm gonna get it on out the way. One, because it's not over my head. Two, so I don't forget. So I'm gonna just instantly do something if somebody asks me to do something, because I just want to go ahead and get it over with. But like I said, I had to learn, like, I can't expect that same sense of urgency from other people. And sometimes I don't like asking people to do something, because I know personally how I am and how willing I am normally. Like, just me being the human I am, I'm gonna feel a certain way if I don't get that same type of readiness to help. You know what I'm saying?
The diligence.
Yeah. And so that's why I typically don't like asking for help, because I was like, I don't even want to like add that dynamic to what that might do to our personal relationship.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's gonna happen with me, bro. If I ask you somebody to do something, it's the sense of urgency is not what I feel it should be. I'm gonna be like, well, dang, do they not like respect me or value me? Like, dang, if I can't, like, or if you got to remind somebody, or that's what I say. I don't even want to put that on somebody, because I know how deep I look into that. I was just about to
say, because I could be a sick person, be like, dang, you ain't handled that with that much care. Like, I mean, when you asked me to do it, like, I did it right then, and yeah,
bro, I got you when you want to do, so if it's not that reciprocated, it just make me look at it and start to question things, and I'd rather not do that. So
next thing you know, you psychoanalyzing.
Yeah, so it's like, I'd rather not do that. So you can ask stuff of me, but I ain't gonna ask nothing of you unless I think that's be what I kind of be wanting people to realize is like, I'm not asking you if I can do it myself, because I promise you I would rather do it myself than ask for help. So if I'm asking you, that means I really need you, because if I could just do it myself, I would, even if that required me to just move some stuff around. If I could do it myself, I would. But if it's something time sensitive, or maybe I literally do just need an extra set of hands, I can't do it by myself, then, I'll ask. But I typically don't.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I mean, you haven't asked for help in a long time.
I asked y'all to help me move that couch.
I'm about to say, outside of moving that couch.
Oh, yeah, and I needed a ladder to help to get the curtains up.
You did need the ladder.
Stuff in the drill. Yeah, I'm going to say in the drill. Because stuff I just.
Like, there's no way for me
I don't want to go buy a ladder if I know somebody with a ladder. And then, like, I physically couldn't get the couch up.
8:30.
Yeah, I'm saying I physically couldn't get the couch up the stairs by myself, so it'd be stuff like that, man. If I be needing help. But like I say, when it comes to responsibility, though, man, I don't know what it was about me where people just assumed I was responsible.
Well, Ed, you always had a pretty good understanding of what's right. You had good discernment.
Yeah.
You always had pretty good discernment, whether it was fueled by your own philosophy or what was going on actually in the present. You was always able to differentiate. So when people ask you, like, you type of person, like, if I ask you for help and you back then for sure, if I asked you for help with something, you was like, no. I was like, dang, he probably said no, because I could probably do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, or something like that. Like, they'll go back and think.
Because you don't know how many times, like, as a group of friends, we be about to go do something, and then a parent will pull me off to the side.
Like,
and say, hey, you got to look out there, right? Or give me something where it's like putting me in
charge of everybody.
In charge or responsible. Like,
yeah, and you know what? That's funny. So that I'm glad you brought that up, because that's like an intangible responsibility. Mm-hmm. Like, helping you move your couch, okay, that's responsible. But like, okay, we can do that. Yeah. But if I tell you, if my mama come to you and say, Ed, don't let you get jumped by them PA dudes at that party. or something. You watch over them. How do you quantify that? Now you got antennas on that you ain't want to have on. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
But no, that's how it would normally be. Like I say, it'd always be a parent to pull me and say, "Hey, now you watch out for him. Now don't do nothing too crazy." Or I know y'all need to probably something or something. Yeah. I feel like most of my responsibilities like that coming up, you know, up into high school, it'd be like intangible stuff like that. Like I say, bro,
I like that.
I can't count how many parents pull me to the side, or it'll be a general conversation, and they'll look me in the eye and say, "Hey, you need to make sure everybody
Yeah, it was like y'all boys need to take care of y'all business and look straight at you."
I don't know. I was just deemed irresponsible, and it'd be like I'm with everybody else too. Like I don't.
Ed, we put you right there, man, because like we knew you was gonna do the right thing. Come on, man. We knew you was gonna do the right thing, even in the midst of everything. We knew you were gonna do the right thing. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. See, this is funny because you were given the responsibility, right? Mm-hmm. I felt the sense of responsibility to what you explained that the parent told you to do. Mm-hmm. I assumed that responsibility growing up. It's like I ain't gonna say I was about to say I didn't have to be told, but I'm not saying that in to be contrarian with you. I'm just saying that like if we was going somewhere, I'm already like in my head like, okay, we got 8 people, 2 cars. We going to this out of town spot. Let me make sure this person don't venture off. This person don't, you know what I'm saying? Make sure this person not too under the influence. Bada boom, bada bang. Everything put away, concealed. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of, you know, bottles or, you know, put away and stuff like that. Those are the types of responsibilities like I took upon myself. Which is funny because in those situations, I remember tapping Ed and being like, "Hey man, did we put that bottle up? Man, we been in the middle of the party. Did we put that bottle up? Did we put this here? Mm-hmm. Did you see that? Did we throw that away?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember like having those small little back and forth with you. You know what I'm saying? And all that was rooted in the sense of responsibility that I felt that I had to my friends, because I just thought that's what I do, what you do with friends. But
see, because that responsibility, like I said, that is naturally my bag. But I think being responsible, but I think that's like deeply rooted in me being useful and me liking to feel useful. Yeah, not necessarily needed, but useful. Because like I said, I think like you say, we was talking about, that's my fulfillment, you know. So I think that's what that come out of. That's what that's rooted in, just me feeling useful. And I like to be useful and / productive. Like I get my fulfillment out of that. Yeah. So I think that's all like deeply rooted in like that. But but anywho,
I didn't know if that was a call.
I didn't know what that was. I don't know. I got a FaceTime call. I thought my stuff was sound was off, so I did that to show that I was in the midst of recording. I didn't think I could hear them.
No, it's all right. That's Paul, man.
But yeah, man. So I think that's what the root of all that is, man. Just me liking to feel useful. So like, if somebody need me to do something, I do it because, like I say, it's not. I mean, I don't mind. I like helping people, but I think more so that's just rooted in me feeling fulfilled, you know, from being productive.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if that's productive, helping myself or helping somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just that fulfillment of being productive. But
I find it funny because we talked about the 2 different ways that you do that. Like, I'm going to feel good if I help you get moved into your apartment. But you asking me to help you move a couch is a totally different ask of you being like, "Hey, Jude, don't let me be a failure." You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different.
Man, yeah, one a little bit heavier.
Yeah, I'm about to say like that
one might require years of Overwatch. One might take an hour at the longest.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's 2 different asks, but like, you know, it kind of comes. semi like from the same place. Like I just need some help, but like one is a totally different ball game.
This is on my mind, man. Let me read this. The responsibility definition: the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something, or of having control over someone. A true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve goals. Okay, I just read that in a sentence. But yeah, man, I think, like I said, that the state of having a duty, to deal with something. I think, like I say, it's task based, which is rooted in being, like I say, is rooted in for me being fulfilled by having a purpose. So that's why I say I think that's why I naturally liked it. Like that's me in my element. You know how you can tell when somebody in their element, like
they like doing that.
Yeah, something just come natural. It's me when you like, okay, y'all come, can you help do this? And now I'm doing this. And you say, oh, can you go get some ice? Now I'm going to do that now. That's me in my element, just being useful and just responsible. Like
just knocking it out.
Because like I said, I don't know, man. Me too. It's something about being part of creating something. Like even if it's just setting up for a gathering or something, it's something about that.
That'd be my favorite part sometimes.
I ain't gonna lie. Something about that I enjoy. Like
I like that. I like the setup before the function.
Like being a part of the setup crew. Something about that is just
because you seen it come together. Yeah. Like you said, progress and completing that goal, being a part of that. That's a different feeling, bro. For sure.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I say, responsibilities. It's like I say, it's twofold with me because on one hand, that's something I naturally am, and to myself and to others, and that's a role that I've been having. And sometimes though, I do like with some of my friendships, I don't have to be that, and I love that because I'm that in so many dynamics in my life with people that it's a few people that I don't have to be that with, and I enjoy that because it's like I'm free. Now, most times I am gonna still be the responsible. But it'll be two responsible people instead of just but sometimes I know there's certain people I can hang around and I'm like, I don't have to be that if I don't want to. Yeah. And I got somebody that'll shoulder that. Yeah. Because they normally that role in they different groups themselves. Shout out to my dog Kendall. When I know when I'm with him, I can be responsible if I want to, but I don't have to.
Shoot, Kendall let everybody get loose. Yeah. Everybody get loose when they with Kendall. For sure.
So that's why I say, man, it's certain dynamics like that where I enjoy. Where I can be that, but I don't have to. But like I say, it just come natural for me, and I don't mind. But like I say, that's the twofold parts because it's natural. It's something that I naturally do, enjoy, I'm okay with. But then on the other side, in my life, minimum responsibility. I don't. If it's more responsibility, I'm probably not that interested in it. To be honest with you. No, like I say, a plant, I'm about to say, a dog.
See, you're naming things that take day-to-day care. You don't want that. You don't want that type of responsibility.
No.
Anything that's going to require like a day-to-day task, you're not messing with that. And that seems to be kind of like your definition of responsibility. I understand that, and I get that because I think that that's a facet of responsibility. When I think of responsibility, like, and if somebody said like you're responsible for something, I feel like I got to answer for the overall like quality of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody say, okay, Drew, you responsible for, like, Drew, you responsible for your friends, right? Yeah, that includes helping them move if they need me to help move a couch, or yes, that means coming to their aid if they just need it. But when I hear that and I interpret it and I make that applicable to me, I'm thinking about like, I'm responsible for my friends. Like, I want to be a encouraging and supportive role model, friend, brother, and just like somebody you can lean on when you're going through your stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm responsible for you. Like, Ed, I'm just not gonna let you like be sad like by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or feel bad on your own. Like, no, we responsible for each other. Like, man, you seen me in hoes. I've seen you in hoes. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm responsible. Like, I'm here to help you in a very like intangible way. You know what I mean? And some people might call that nuance or naive or just plain stupid, but like that's just kind of like that's where I hold my friendships at. Like it's attached to responsibility. You know what I mean? And everything else, like when it's like that, you asking me to come help you move a couch is automatic. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to wonder if I'm gonna say yes or no to that. It's like, yeah. Duh. I'm not gonna leave you by yourself, and I ain't gonna let you pay $300 for no movers. Like, let's go get this stuff. You know. Mm-hmm. But that's how I interpret it. You know, and you know it's like in the definition, the second part, like, you know, you kind of like take on the sense of duty for, you know, other people. You know what I mean? And, you know, not in a extreme way. Yeah. Because an extreme, like, you know, it's all a spectrum. Mm-hmm. On the extreme side, it's like me trying to tell you what to do. Yeah. Because, like, bro, Ed, I ain't going to let you do it, bro. You should go do this. Mm-hmm. Nah, that ain't me. I'm more towards the middle. Like, yeah. You know, so.
And some stuff, though, I don't want to be ever responsible for.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't want to be responsible for another person's emotional well-being.
Oh, hey, let's talk about it.
That's something internally that you gotta.
Cause what I'm supposed to do is
be accountable for, and that's for you. You know,
that's yours.
Yeah, I can't be responsible for nobody emotional well-being. I just can't.
You know why I can't do that? Kind of like what you said about like if somebody told you no or something like that. If I take on that responsibility, first of all, how is that even given to somebody?
It shouldn't be. Some people do. It'd be
toxic. It'd be toxic how that get put on you.
That's
for now
real. That's one that I ain't never assuming.
Yeah, I ain't never assuming that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you're playing a fool's game when you do that.
I was about to say, that is a lose-lose situation.
Because you always, because I can't definitively make that better for you. You gotta want that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and it's like that's a metaphor. I gotta be in charge of my cup, and you gotta be in charge of your cup.
Yeah.
And if I'm worried about keeping your cup filled, that's coming out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm just constantly pouring into you and ain't nothing, I'm not able to pour into myself, then eventually I'm empty.
Yeah, my water cut off.
I'm empty, man. And so I say, bro, that's one thing I will never. That's one of the responsibilities you can never put on me.
Yeah, emotional well-being, and that that is a very sensitive topic. Because like we in a society, you know what I'm saying, like where like people do give people that responsibility without even telling them. Like, man, you were supposed to be this for me. What? What? We ain't talk about that. First of all,
so we didn't talk about that because I would have told you I can't be that.
And when I told you like you should be that for you, it ain't computing. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't hitting home. Like, you know, I can never make you feel happy or sad. I just don't think there's like in the repertoire of people. I can give you a sense of that.
Yeah.
But to be intrinsically that goes well into the definition of intrinsically. It's within you. You know what I mean? Like it's only within you to handle that. Yeah. That's what I feel you, bro. Because I can't. I've been given that responsibility before in the past, and
yeah, me too.
I'm here to tell you guys, you gonna always fail at some point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I've been to tell you when you're talking about how like you're gonna look into it deeper. That negatively affects me as somebody that will try. You know what I'm saying, or has tried. Yeah. Now I feel bad because I feel like I'm failing at being responsible for something that I really can't even control. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm wondering what the heck I'm doing. You know,
like I say, if you if that's if you got that responsibility, you so worried about trying to fulfill that for someone else that you're not even paying attention to yourself.
Your own.
I say lose.
Yeah, lose. Hey, well, you in a bag, boy. Yes, that's that hurt. And that type of responsibility is unfair.
Yeah.
There is a such thing as unfair responsibility. For sure.
True. Yeah.
For sure. You ain't gonna ask no D lineman to go play cover 2. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that. Dang, I had one more little
Yeah, that's what I said. I had one more thing to add too, but you was talking at the same time. I didn't want to cut you off. Nah, I forgot.
But I'm saying responsibility is such an overarching thing because it's definitely like.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Go. No, you go.
No,
you go.
I got what I was gonna say. You can go ahead now. I won't forget. I'm typing it so I can't forget.
Wait, no, because I was about to just. No, you go ahead. You go ahead and go.
I think while some people, as I start to think about responsibility and people that I would quote unquote consider responsible and then not so much responsible, I think responsibility.
I just read what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Can be linked to accountability.
Yep.
I think those two can be linked to one another.
I think there is a link between them.
Yeah, between those. Because if you think about somebody that's not responsible, they typically aren't accountable either.
Meaning, if it goes bad, they're not going to say, I messed that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I did that. It was somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
It's always some deflection.
Yeah.
I was about to say this, and you can always tell who else is like the responsible person. Like when you talk about you, Kendall, and you know what I'm saying, other people you be around. I've noticed this, like, in a perfect example is like when you go out on a town with your people, right? Mm-hmm. And we always do this together. We got many years. There's always like a point in the night where it's like, and I know this because I know I specifically asked you this. I've probably been doing this since like 10th grade. I would be like, we be in the party. We could be jigging our body off. Mm-hmm. It's all gonna be like a 1 or 2 minute conversation. Hey, Ed, what's about to happen after this? You know what I'm saying? Or like, hey, did you see that? And like the responsible person gonna be like, yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm. Or, man, this is probably about to happen after this. We probably need to get going. You know what I'm saying? Or like, them dudes arguing over there.
Or be like, hey, I think it's about time.
So
you start to see the shift in energy and
like this,
too much shenanigans.
Like there's been a lot of times I came up to you and I'm like, hey, we should probably do. You like, well, I already thought about that. Okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other decisions, like planning stuff, like, man, your Denver trip, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go get the tube and stuff out the way. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And I've always noticed like those people like that, I seem to connect with because like we're like even in the midst of a good time, we're putting the steps in place. Like, okay, this was happening.
That's
next.
true. You can.
This happening next.
Tell, like,
you know what I'm saying?
That's very true. Because there's some people that's just engulfed in the moment. And
they ain't thinking about nothing else. Yeah,
the moment. But then, like you say, it's the other ones that'll be like, hey, like,
or like if be the dude in the corner Google it, like, hey, they got a Waffle House 2 miles. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? You be like,
the one that's already looking up what food places are around is open,
and you be like, man, that's why I mess with you. That's why I mess with you. Or like I call, like, you went to the liquor store. Yeah, it's like 8:30. Yeah, already went. That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
And it's people like that. But like you said, accountability for sure. Like,
I think that's
now that you bring that up,
that's really responsible. Because I think everybody that's responsible, they got that high level of accountability. Because that's what almost kind of go hand in hand. Yes.
Because the accountability is going to keep you honest. Mm-hmm. Like the responsibility is like the agreement that you make.
Yeah.
The accountability is what keep you honest on the agreement. Because I can say I'm going to be there for you. You call me, I ain't answer.
Yeah.
But I know when I see you, you're going to say, Drew, why you ain't answer my phone call last night?
Yeah.
Like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you call, like, no, let me answer this because I know I'm going to see you tomorrow. It might be important. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. I'm thinking about the people who I would say responsible and who's irresponsible. Yeah. It's definitely people that's like, quick to deflect.
Because I'll tell you, I've never met a person that wasn't responsible, but was accountable. I don't think I've ever. But like I said, I think, like you said, that's what keep you honest. Where you be like, oh no, like you say, it just keep you honest. That accountability is what keep you honest.
Yeah, I just seen some people's responsibility go out the window. I didn't see it go out the window. I'm like, oh, I did not expect that from him or her. You know what I mean? Yeah. and that is a sight to see. Like, I love the nights you not responsible. Like, the nights you get to not be responsible. This some of the best nights in history in our friend group. And if you know, listening to this podcast, like, and if you seen Ed not responsible having one of them type of nights, you gonna remember it, bro, because you just do, you know. But I like that. When that happened, I just be smiling like, yep, tear it up, Ed. I'd be like, tear it up, Ed, tear it up. That's funny. I'm glad that you have brought up that emotional well-being, because I was going to ask you. We don't got to go to a deep dive because I know we get into our mark. I was going to ask, like, what do you do when responsibility is given to you and you don't want it? You know what I mean? Because, like, you got to speak up about that type of stuff. Like,
yeah,
that's what goes into the exploitation.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, sometimes if it was like, kind of like, if it was like like the first time, I might just go ahead and do it. But I noticed too, man, that normally if I take on a responsibility that I don't want and I got like a negative energy towards it, it normally end up being harder, or like more like it don't be as simple as the task might seem. Like if somebody say, hey, can you go get this for me? But I really don't want to do it. Instead of like finding it at the place where they told me it was going to be,
another store.
Now I got to go to 3 or 4 stores.
Yeah.
And I noticed that anytime it's a responsibility placed on me that I don't want, it normally be harder than it should be. But I mean, eventually, like I said, man, I'll never normally catch it on the first instance because I'm just so naturally responsible. Responsibility is such a natural thing for me, and being helpful is such a natural thing. So that's something like I don't get to that point off the first or two things. It's normally deeper down, like, after a lot of occurrences where I finally feel like, hey, like I shouldn't be responsible for this, and then I'll like kind of step up. But then, like I say, it is harder for me to do, to be honest with you.
I can agree with that because I am a polite person, you know what I'm saying? Off the rebound. I mean, off the first meet, I'm gonna be polite. I leave with respect with everybody. So you just perfectly described, like I probably won't catch it the first time. Yeah. Me neither. Like, cause I'm gonna just go do it because it's such an ingrained form of like thinking for me. Like,
yep, same.
Okay, the dude say he need a tablecloth. I'm gonna go get a tablecloth. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I probably don't want to do it, but I'm gonna go help him.
Okay, and then there'll be that time where I'll be like, well, dang, I had like 4 or 5 tasks and they just showed up empty handed too. Like, dang, I bought something, helped set up, and then I don't like that. Like when I look at it like that, that's when I have an issue with it. But
that would it be? You take that step back, you be like, hold up,
yeah.
Like, well, I didn't bought this, and this, set up that,
and they just came with a smile. Like they didn't even. But see, I'm just big on like contribution from everybody. So like even if you wasn't a part of the setup, you still need to bring something. I'm looking at you a way you
there's a way that
nothing.
You can add to the pot. You can
add there's always something you can add.
It's always something you can add,
or at least do the class. See, hey, do y'all need anything? Oh no, we got everything. We good. Oh, okay.
I will say this to give an answer to the question I asked. When I am faced with a responsibility that I do not want or don't feel confident in like carrying out, I feel so torn. like I feel so it'd be like a moral. Almost be like an internal conflict within myself. You know, and I get feelings of being compromised. I feel like apprehensive, frustrated. Like, man, like kind of like, woe is me. Why did they ask me to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then I ask myself, then I get into my own head. What about me said that I wanted to do this? Like what about me?
I feel that.
What about me told you like I could ask you to do this? Like, come on, man. Like, then that's when I start kind of getting mad. Like, bro, who do you take me for? You know what I mean? But I start to feel compromised because it's like I know I need to say something about this, or like I need to get to the root of like why I'm even being given this responsibility. Either way it go, I need an explanation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, for better or for worse. So,
but yeah, that I was about to say, yeah,
question.
It do be that sometimes too. It's a sense of frustration. Like, why are you putting this all on me? You know?
Yeah.
And then too, like I said, I think sometimes I can assume that responsibility and stuff, but sometimes I think that's why like a simple thank you be going a long way with me, because sometimes that be just enough to like keep me going in a sense, you know? Because like I say, it's like that's just the role I've been playing so long that like, you know, like, and it's like just I always jokingly call myself an unsung hero. So it'd be like,
this guy,
unsung hero, man. You know, if it's something nasty, you do it, but then you know it's
you right,
crickets, man.
You right. It'd be a lot of people like, man, that whole thing came together because Ed did this. You know what I'm saying? Like
I said too, though, you know, if that's just naturally your role all the time, it don't really like.
But I also get you to it. Why it gotta always be me? Let that N-word do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always gotta clean up his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I say, am I the only one can do this, or am I the only person you asked?
Man, Ed, am I the only person that can do this, or I'm the only person you asked? And no, you only asked me because you knew I'd say yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and then it become a thing where it's like, did you ask me because you needed me? Because I want to be there. You need me, or did you ask me because you just didn't feel like doing it and you knew I would? And I'm about to say, and then like I said, when we get to that point, that's when stuff start to be in question and stuff, and I'd be like, because like I say, I guess it's true, but it's not true. If you in my life, I guess it's easy to take advantage of me because I'm not thinking you taking advantage of me. So I'm going to just willingly do, you know? So that's why I say, like, when we were talking about, it may be harder for me to realize that, because like I said, I'm just going to normally willingly do for the people in my life, you know? Like,
yes, sir.
No questions asked. So it might be longer for me to catch on to that. Or like I say, like, if it's like a level of appreciation ain't there, you know, that's when I start to notice where it's like,
you don't never say thank you.
Yeah. Or if it's like the one time I'm like, nah, I don't really want to. And like you would think I would just.
You'd be like, okay, man, you've done enough, you know what I'm saying?
Or like that one time I can't or just don't necessarily ain't in a position to, is like, I'm met with a lot of opposition. I'm like, well, dang, I've done this and this and that. And ain't never,
yes, sir,
said anything about it, or the one time I can't, it's like,
I gotta take
like we ended the podcast last time. They forget the 1,000 yeses and remember the one no.
The one no.
And it's like,
and then when you're in that situation, it's like, dang, I'm always the one taking it on the chin. Pause. Yeah, like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
It's like,
and it also leads into this little point, like, it do be okay to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It do be okay to say no. And I do have a hard time saying no, to be honest. Like you said, like if you in my life, like a friend,
yeah,
I'm almost to the point where it's like, I don't even know how I can say no. I don't know how I can say no to if you ask me something, Ed. I would have to be like out of town for me not to be able to do it. Like,
but see, that's
seriously indisposed.
That's why too. I be very conscious and intentional with the people I keep around me. So that ain't something I really got to fear or worry about, you know?
And that's what I meant to say. Dang, we at an hour. But I'm going to ask, like, when you give responsibility to somebody. Like, I know I've given you responsibility, Ed, on some very innocuous stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, I just trust Ed to do this. I had those moments with you. I probably ain't said it to you. But it's like, I just trust Ed to do this. Like, he got the responsibility to do it. I know he going to do this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And most times, like, it's very seldom that it don't work out. Because it usually do. Because we usually be on the same page. But me picking the person to give the responsibility to, that's the trust right there. That, you know, that's like the olive branch into my whole circle right there. That's the invitation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna ask anybody to, you know, to do this or do that or be show up this way for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like my graduation night. Graduation night, like, bro, I don't know I don't even know. I didn't even drive my car to your apartment. I think I got a ride with Tim. And I was just like, bro, and I was thinking to myself, like, regardless of what happened, I know Ed gonna get me where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? On a bunch of levels. Pause.
Yeah.
But like, Ed, like, I didn't ask you, like, Ed, can I ride with you to my graduation party? Can we do the pregame at your apartment? Then I don't think I explicitly asked you that stuff. It was just kind of like well, you know, Ed there, you know, I know he gonna show up for me, so boom, you know. But thank you, by the way, for doing it, because you didn't have to. So
no problem.
But things like that, but like, you know, that's way at that point the trust was already built.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I didn't think that you wasn't gonna come through. But I'm just saying, like, when you do choose those certain people in your life to entrust with a responsibility of something. Mm-hmm. And it's not always doing something. Not for me. It's not always doing something. It might just the responsibility of knowing something. Mm-hmm. Sure. Don't too many people know this about me anyway. So this is a responsibility of information. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't gonna just. Well, I know I could tell you anything, but I wouldn't just tell anybody if I know they're gonna go run and tell that 3 more people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And only time can show you that has been proven. And, you know, when that happens. So I'm sorry, that was long-winded. But I was talking from like the other perspective. Like, we was talking about receiving the responsibility.
Yeah.
What about when you give it out? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say that'd be the thing for me, man.
You don't give it out often.
I don't like to if I don't have to. I felt like at some
That's
point.
a vulnerable situation.
Well, I feel like at some point as I ascend more in life, I got to learn how to delegate. I kind of can delegate. It's just, like I say, for me, what always comes down to, if you move with a sense of urgency, I want you to move with. And that ain't really fair to place on people, but I do. It's one of the things I got to work on.
But if somebody loves you, Ed, if somebody loves you like me, because I know a pace I move at and I know it's a pace you move at, right? But if you ask me to do something, I'm going to say, let me do it this way because Ed like it this way.
Yeah.
That's not unfair for some people. Some people might find that unfair, but I don't think that's unfair.
Because, you know, I guess I've given people responsibilities before. And
they just let you down.
No, or I'd be like, hey, you going to still do that for me? Yeah, I'm going to get you. Like,
okay. It's been 3 days.
And then it did to the point I was like, I
can go do it.
I can
go
or
do
it's
it.
like I said, for me, and like I say too, though, I have to realize, though, I can't like expect everybody to think how I think. So if I ask somebody to do something, they may not think instantly go do it. They might need a timetable put on it. Like for me to say, hey, can you do this? It's kind of time sensitive. I kind of need it done by, would you be able to do it by then? Like, and like I said,
that's
maybe
how you frame it.
I might say maybe that's something I got to work on with the way I communicate things when I try to give responsibility, giving a timetable with it so people can understand like when I need it done. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, if I'd rather it be on me, to be honest with you. So that's why I say, like, if I can do it myself, I will. Like, I won't put responsibility on nobody. I can shoulder that. Like I say, something I'm used to. It ain't a burden. It's just my life.
Right.
But like I say, if I'm placing that on somebody else, like, it need to be done in a time.
And this could be your friend or partner.
Yeah. If I give you a responsibility, like, I need it to be approached with a certain sense of urgency.
Got to be some diligence with it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And like I said, I know that can be heavy and a lot for some people. So that's why I'm not just quick to try to put responsibility on others. As I say, and luckily I'm kind of blessed to be in a position to where I kind of can shoulder what I need to do for myself. And, anyway, like I don't necessarily have to delegate much ever, really. Yeah. And sometimes I delegate just because I feel like if a person not contributed anything, I just go
do something to keep them honest, right?
Yeah. Just give them a task because I feel like, bro.
Bring the napkins.
Hey, bro, can you go get some ice?
Hey. And that's what I'm about to say. You just gave me so many points, man. I was about to say, I know that, like, I only know this because for the listeners, like me and Ed have conducted a lot of events together and functions and kickbacks and stuff like that. I know there are times where you delegate something, like, I don't expect him to be back for like another 2 hours. Like, but I know we're not going to need that until, 2 hours. That's not something that's time sensitive. That's why I asked him to do it. It'd be something like that. Dang, you had another good point I wanted to expand on. I forgot it. It's all right. As far as giving it out though, I forgot it. Don't even worry about it. We can end it. Cause I forgot.
It's like a cut to you, man.
It's a good point.
But it was about
it was about delegating in the past when, like, I've given out something and they don't meet my expectations. I almost try to keep it in the realm of their possibility, which is a little bit manipulative.
Well, I'm gonna say you gotta know people.
Yeah, you gotta know their bandwidth, they capacity to do something.
Yeah, like that's what make a good leader. You put people in.
You know what they do.
You put people in roles for them that's best suited for them.
Yeah. It's some people. I'm not sending to go get a cake.
I'm gonna say some people that you can't give a certain task to, and then some you can. Yeah, like I say, you might need to give me if it's something that needs to be done quickly. You might get that to me compared to some of our other brothers that move a little slower. Yeah. Also, exactly. So that's why I say it's like I do believe in, like, you kind of got to know your people and know, like, what you can ask out of who would excel in that role. Because there's some stuff I might call for one friend to do compared to what I might call the other friend to do.
Right. And you know what? I recently had an example of that happen where I expected a friend to do something because she always does it, and I was like, man, I just thought you was gonna do just what you do. I kind of had the responsibility in your hands because you always done it, and I had to text her and I had to tell her, like, hey, I apologize for, like, putting that expectation on you. That was unfair because I didn't communicate that to her before it happened. Yeah, I just expected her to come through. Now I know if you hear this, I'm sorry. You know who I'm talking to because I text you. But I had to be a grown up and a mature adult, and say I expected something from you that I didn't communicate to you verbally and clearly. Like, so that is my fault. I guess that was a misplacement of responsibility.
Am I saying that? Like I said, that's my thing where it's like, oh, I just thought you was going to do it. You always do it. I'm like, well, I mean,
bump me.
But no.
Bump me, huh?
I say, bro, when people just start expecting you in that,
when you gotta shake it up.
Responsibility role, bro. And
that when you got to shake it up, right?
You just think sometimes it still need to be a conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I know I normally help this way, but I didn't want this to just be my role.
My role,
always,
yeah.
Or at least if you do need that from me, you got to kind of communicate that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying that go into communication, man, and how important that is.
I'm just saying there has been situations in my personal life where something was expected of me that was not communicated to me, and then when it went wrong, I got persecuted like I was supposed to know.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, nobody told me I was supposed to know. And I told you what I don't know will hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to let me know so I'm clued in. Like, and then maybe you don't like that because you think people just supposed to know, but it don't work like that. Like, communication, like you said, run the nation. Like, explain that responsibility that you want to get to me. I decide if I want it or not.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, I could do that. No, I can't do that. I can't show up that way. I don't want to show up that way.
Yeah.
I can't show up that way. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about communication.
But yeah, man, and that be the thing where I found myself in this position a lot where, like I say, I assume a lot of responsibility and I'm helpful. And sometimes I'm a creature of habit. So sometimes I do something so many times, but it's not asked of me. I just do it so many times and don't realize that that become a assumed role in people's heads. And then the time that I don't do it, they looking at me like, hey, why you didn't do this? I was like, you didn't tell me to do that.
Yeah.
Like, well, you always do it. I was like, but I just do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was... We had,
locked me
in for every time you come here, you're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
I was like, I was just doing it.
Yeah.
So
but
it wasn't. But I'm saying it's never communicated, and I've accidentally got into having those type of responsibilities all the time just because I consistently did something a couple times. Yeah. And then it was assumed on somebody else and that I was just gonna keep doing it.
Just because you were consistent.
But it was never communicated to me. So it's like, no.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to have that power to say no. It's power in no. You know what I mean? It's power and be like, no. You got to have your discernment. Like we started off with, you got to have your discernment and what you can and can't do. Like, or you will and won't do.
But like I said, that's.
I've got no.
That's happened to me so many times. Where it's
and that's so bad. That's so messed up, bro.
And I'm like, well,
that's
dang.
But that's so.
And it's like you can't make me feel bad because I was doing something out of the kindness of my heart, and then you expected that of me.
That's so messed up.
Is that even fair to expect out of me? Like without communicating, like, or to assume, like that I'm just gonna do that naturally.
Now, look, if you reverse that, right? And somebody was doing something consistently for me, like I asked them the one time, boom, they did it. Then they did it like 2 or 3 more times. I would pause, like, hey, I want you to know, like, this isn't required of you. Yeah, I appreciate you every time, like every single time you do it. I appreciate it, and there's gratitude behind it. Yeah, that don't mean you have to stop if you don't want to stop. If it fulfills you, but I gotta let you know that. This isn't being, expected.
Yeah, like I say, you just don't start to assume because that's when we all, that's when
everybody, that's when they mess up.
When that one time you don't do something like, oh, well, I just assumed you was, well, that was the issue, or well, you always been doing this, so I just thought you keep. I was like, well, that's an assumption. Like if it ain't never, hadn't been communicated or talked about, then I don't even know that that's my responsibility.
That's why in this episode I said something. It was very quick. We didn't really do a deep dive on it. I said that responsibility is an agreement by the giver and the person that's being given to. Like I gotta say, it's I know you over here partying, man. It's lit right now, but can you go get that ice? You can be like, no, okay, that's not the agreement. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be like, yeah, I can go get it real quick, bro. Boom, But both parties got to be in on it, not one. You can't just expect me to do this or just give it to me without me accepting it. Like, come on, bro. Like that's that's exploitation.
Yeah, so that's when you got to be careful with that assumed responsibility, man. And like I say, for me too, that's kind of like since there's been something I kind of been running into a lot of my life, that is kind of like something I kind of get a little not defensive, but like kind of tight over pretty quick.
Yeah.
Where it's like when people start to assume responsibility for me.
Yeah. And it might come off a little brash, but it's like, man, I'm trying to, you got to know, I got to nip this kind of stuff in the bud.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, this is very extreme, right? It's kind of like people that battle with like addiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like a person that battles with addiction, they're comfortable with sliding back into that role.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
So I'm telling you, like somebody that's naturally consistent, will do things, when they think about doing them. It's easy for you to slide back in the position. To be exploited because, like you said, that's just how you is.
Okay, I get.
And if you're not like aware of it, you're slide in that and slide back in that spot.
Yeah,
I do the same thing. Like I gotta say, hold on, I can't help you with this, like because I know that I'm gonna take this a little bit.
Yeah. Like I said, that's
my natural inclination.
Like I said, it's just the trigger. Like if it's a assumed responsibility with me, like no, it's one thing if we communicate and I agree to it. It's another thing if I done something a couple of times, so you just naturally thought I was gonna do it. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say earlier too. Like, this conversation is very much more mature than what we probably would have had when we were 21, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things that people that can resonate with this conversation can apply this to, we probably don't have those problems per se. You know what I'm saying? Like we're blessed enough to be able to take care of a lot of things on our own. So like we're not in a position like to give like that real responsibility or be dealing with that real responsibility. Like,
yeah,
that's a different level, which is why it's funny because, our examples have been our examples, but like this is definitely a transferable experience because like a person with 3 kids can like hear this and be like, no, I get what you're saying because like even dealing with my co-parent or my husband or my wife or my partner, it's all encompassing because nobody can run from something like responsibility. It's like one of those things. Like you gonna deal with it, and
at some point you can try to run from it. But
yeah, and I salute people like yourself and like a couple of our other friends, and I mean to me to a little bit of extent, I got faced with responsibility early in life. You know what? I got scolded for not being responsible early in life. I guess I could say that. You know what I'm saying? Like my wrongs got pointed out early, like 7. You know what I'm saying? 7, 8, 9, 10. Like you messed this up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think a lot of people have been just blatantly told that like you messed this up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's harsh, but like it's kind of like one of those things that kind of need to happen for a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like once you hear that, you like, man, okay, I ain't gonna never mess up like that again. You know what I'm saying? And once you hear that, you take that with you throughout life. And people that had to experience that early on, this concept is like a hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think, to be honest with you, as you started talking about that, I feel like maybe that's what chores is what they're supposed to like instill in you.
Yeah,
because now you it's not much, but you are responsible for whatever your tasks are. And that's where the accountability come in. Well, if you don't do it, it's normally discipline or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that might be like what chores or like rooted in. And like I said, I've always had like little tasks and stuff to do, and it just
me too
became more and more as I got older. So I don't know. Maybe have started there, like I said, because along with like just always being those intangible responsibilities of looking out for people. Yeah. And I've been the one that's supposed to be aware,
And it's funny because like I hear you talk about the chores and stuff, and I think about my house and like, bro, Buddha's 1 year older than me. We went everywhere together. So of course a lot of my responsibility lessons were rooted in look out for your brother. Yeah, y'all gotta look out for each other. He get in trouble. Why you let him get in trouble? Yeah, he get in a fight. Why you let him get in the fight? I get in the fight. Why y'all fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like, So like that's kind of like my lessons were centered around that, which kind of, yeah, you're right, which kind of snowballed into the way I look at it now. Yeah, for sure.
It's all connected. Yeah, man. This has been episode 66 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Remember to do all the things on all the things.